Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. We've so far explored the narrative from a scholarly perspective, looking back at the events that have occurred in the past month or two, and exploring the narrative from a very new perspective. I hope you've enjoyed this podcast, you've enjoyed gaining a new insight in what's happening. Today, however, we have a special episode for you. We'll be looking at the events and the narrative from perhaps a fresh lens, from individuals who happen to get stuck in this drama in Iran. These are the Ahsan participants. Alhamdulillah, we have today with us 3 of the 28 Ahsan participants who joined the course, this 8 months intensive Islamic and spiritual growth course in the month of October, just about 7 months ago. And inshallah, we want to explore the year that they've been having together with the al-Ridha Institute and see what they went through and how they experienced it from their lens. This is the Battle of Narratives. Welcome to all. Salamun alaikum to all of you, all 3 of you, and to the audience over here. So, before we begin, quick introduction, your name, and tell us where you're from.
I am Murshad Hassan Bilal, and I'm from Kenya.
My name is Muhammad Rashid, and I'm from Canada.
I'm Azhar Lalji, I'm from Tanzania.
Ahsan. So, it's been a crazy year. You would agree? It's been a year where I don't think we expected this. So you applied for Ahsan, I would say, before the summer, with all the interviews and application form. But before you arrived in October for the course, October 2025, the 12-day war had already happened. So tell us, did that have an impact knowing that the war happened, the 12-day war? But I think by October it was quite past. Did it have an impact on you coming over here? What was your feel in relation to this, coming to Iran, landing to Tehran on the 1st of October or a day before that, in light of what happened in the summer?
Personally, I felt like it was a time to be in Iran and support Iran during that time of war. And being together with these people.
What were you seeking personally coming to Ahsan? When you applied for Ahsan, what did you want from Ahsan? So,
in my life, I've always wanted to study deep Islamic studies, but I couldn't get the chance to study this Islamic studies because I was so occupied in professional studies. But I wanted a shift and change of life, and dive into this Islamic studies. So when I saw the Ahsan poster, immediately I applied for it. Even without consulting anyone, I applied for it. And then I consulted after applying. It was so nice. I didn't even regret after the application finished. It was a hard process, issues with my passport, issues with my visa. And I also want to thank Ahsan operators with the patience. We came in late for the Ahsan program. But they had the patience to wait for us while we were having this trouble, helping us with sorting the visas. I remember they applied for my plane ticket twice. It was such a very hard experience. I thought that I wouldn't come to Ahsan.
Muhammad, what were you thinking coming to Iran with the family as well?
Yep.
During this course, what were you seeking? What were you after?
So I'd already kind of been doing some courses online mainly while working over there. And I had an opportunity through that to go with a scholar to Italy for some interfaith relations. And the time that I spent there with him and also some of the great brothers at that time, I think really motivated me and inspired me really to want to do more of this. And so from there, immediately after that, I came to Iran and then with my family, and I was looking for opportunities to kind of find that. What that would look like, I wasn't sure about. Maybe it would be coming every year or so, or doing some sort of short courses, things like that. And we headed back, but I already had that intention that I'm going to look for something. And then I heard about Ahsan, and it kind of was like, yeah, seems to be what I was looking for. And as a family, we kind of decided, okay, we want to make this happen. But I didn't have the expectation necessarily of how intense it would be. I learned about that more when I got here.
It's very intensive?
It is definitely. I think maybe for the brothers, their situation is different, but for myself, with a family, and young kids as well. I haven't been able to engage in the full experience.
I guess you have to spend time more with the family,
yes,
and especially with the newborn, right?
So my priority is my family, and whatever I have been able to engage with, I have done so. But even that, even if it's been limited, more so than the brothers, I think it's been tremendous and really great.
When you were leaving Toronto, did anyone kind of ask you, like, what are you doing?
Not really.
No?
I didn't necessarily declare it to people that this is what I'm doing. I kind of was like, I'll go do it and then tell people when I come back.
Ahsan, what about you? Did you have any backlash or any people saying, like, your parents maybe, or even others around you kind of, maybe asking you, like, what are you doing?
So, in fact, from the community and my parents and my friends, there's actually a lot of support coming here.
Very good.
The one thing that I faced very often was people ask me, you're going to come, so you're going to come back with Amama? I was like, it's just 8 months, it's just to strengthen my beliefs and learn more about Islam. So, personally, the support was really great from back home. And actually, that's one of the reasons that I managed to come here. The support was really
okay. Is the hat that you always wear in Ahsan a part of the Amama process? Or?
No.
We'll take a photo of that, inshallah. Tell me about your expectations. Do you think Ahsan, did you have any expectations coming to the course? And have these expectations been met?
So definitely I had certain expectations. I wanted to speak to teachers and get a few personal questions answered. That was one of my main objectives. Apart from that was I wanted to build a connection with people that are like-minded, are looking in the same path, because eventually we have to go back, we have to be in the real world, but if you have people you can speak to, normal people just like you, it really makes things easier. And these were my two main objectives, and by the 6th month I feel like I already had achieved it. So yeah, definitely I came with expectations, and definitely they got fulfilled.
Murtaza, what do you think? Did the course answer your question? Did it increase in your knowledge? How has it been generally, the course for you?
Answering the expectation question, I had expectations, yeah, but definitely not these expectations. My expectations was just to get the more knowledge on top and to add more on the primary knowledge that I've learned from madrasa. I thought people told me that Qom is going to be a boring, the holy place, or only sheikhs passing around, not fun. But Ahsan made Islamic studies.
You've had fun with sheikhs?
Very fun. Very fun.
Give me an example. First example comes to mind.
First thing came in mind. The first day when we arrived here, I think the following day we went swimming. I thought we were just going to swim with the brothers, but then I saw Sheikh Rahil removing amamas and swimming, and then the same
They
day.
didn't swim with their mamas?
No, just okay. It was just a different thing. It was just shocking. It was making someone smile, making someone happy. Sheikhs can do this actually. Seeing a sheikh on a boda
bike,
motorbike.
Yeah.
I never expected that. The only person I've seen back at my place is Sheikh Ali Mwega.
Yes.
Yeah. And also the following day, I see you fighting us in judo. Okay, that was.
So we'll talk about judo, inshallah, in a bit. Mohammed, I'm going to ask, so all three of you, I'm going to ask you some of the things you've learned, okay? So I'm going to give you class titles, and you just tell me one thing you learned, one important thing you've learned in those classes, okay? So Mohammed, spiritual journey.
That anybody can be a part of this journey, not somebody, you don't have to be necessarily part of a hawza, you can be someone young, someone old, different situations in life. It's for everybody, and everybody must be on that path.
As her logic.
Best class. We really need to learn how to think. It sounds easy, but it's not easy. The whole course really changed my way of looking at arguments.
Mafahim of the Quran?
Mafahim of Quran has helped me that even a small word, just like a small letter, just like alif, can change the whole meaning of a certain thing, a certain concept. So having an understanding of every letter, every word helps in having the correct translation of the Quran.
Very good. Modernity.
That was the best class for me. But especially built on the other classes and then coming to that, I think was amazing. Just
One key thing you learned.
Just learning. I mean, especially in the context of what's happening here. I think even before like the current situation, it helped open my eyes and be like, yeah, I understand this from a bigger perspective. So when it happened, it wasn't that surprising or like, oh, what's going on. It really helped to understand the world and the situation that we're in.
Judo.
So much. Like, fighting is fun. That's what I learned. Fighting is really fun.
What's that cooking?
Cooking. Alhamdulillah, I burnt myself.
You burnt yourself?
Yeah, I burnt myself, I cut myself. But it's a learning process.
But you can make good meals.
I can make good meals.
What's the best meal you made in Ahsan?
Chicken wings.
Chicken wings?
Yeah, with Sheikh Rail.
Very good.
I never knew Sheikh Rail can cook. So fun.
Framework of Islamic sciences, if you can still remember that.
Oh, that was, I wasn't here for that. But I do remember I was listening to the recordings. Yeah, it really helped put into perspective like what the different sciences are in the Hawza and like where we're going, like different aspects of where we might be touching, in our much more concise and comprehensive way.
Last one, Imamat.
So much to say. The value of imams in our life, the place we can go if we have imams in our life.
Very good. So Ahsan started in October. We had a weekly timetable every week sent to us. Things were going normal. We had classes, we had sports, we had different activities. Sometimes we would go out. At the beginning it was cold, so we didn't go out of Qom too much. But we went to Jam Quran and Haram and different places. And then Brisk came. We had the Brisk course together with about 90 or so participants from across the world, which is an amazing experience to bond with other youths. We went to Mashhad on our own and then with the Brisk participants as well. And then Brisk ended and all of a sudden January came and the riots in January, the protests that occurred. So the media outside of Iran, the narrative says that between 20 to 50,000 people got killed in those 2 days of protest. What do you have to say to that? Did you see any of those killings?
I didn't see any of those killings. Here in Qom, since we're here in Qom, I remember we could just go to support the other Iranians while they were fighting against these people. Apparently, the people who they were saying, okay, America was saying that they are going to come and save, they are the people who are causing the riots by looting. We saw it online, we saw it on TVs. They were looting even mosques, killing people on the road. So these people were arrested, and by Iranians coming outside at night to support their fellow Iranians, to sing Marburg America, Marburg Israel. At night, this was to keep these rioters, these rogue rioters away and
outside.
keep them at par.
Yeah.
So it was a great experience, and I didn't see, I don't think people were killed.
Was the town in complete havoc, or like was it like all in shambles and rubbles and?
Not at all. So I actually stay in a place that's very close to where some of these things were happening, and I remember there was that one Thursday night where there was the most activity, let's say. And my family was actually going to the Haram and they were coming back, and there was some like tear gas shots fired, and I could hear I was at home, I could hear 2 of them that were fired, and then they came home and then they were like, yeah, it's for basically dispersing the crowd. After that, the next day, I went around the town. It looked like there was nothing, like everything was normal, as if nothing had happened. So when they're talking about, these kinds of things happening, I don't see how that was possible. Like the town looked perfectly fine.
Were you going out during the day, like during those 3 days?
Everything was like normal. It's like nothing ever happened.
We just had a curfew on Thursday and Friday, right? That night, where we were supposed to stay inside the accommodation.
Yeah.
During that Ihtisashat, during that period,
Riots.
I remember there was a time Ahsan organizers made sure that we were safe, you being one of them. I remember there was a day, there was a program here in al-Ridha. We were to come at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
So you said we should not get out. unless you come for us. So you came.
Unless I come pick you up.
Yeah, you
at
come
2 in the morning.
Yeah, at 2 in the morning.
Why would we? What were we doing at 2 in the morning?
Because this
It was
is
one of the Ahmads, I think.
Nights,
we
yeah,
looked-
you're
Yeah.
right.
So you came and picked a few students. You came with them to al-Ridha. Of course, your car is not that big, so we had to wait for you. I was with my roommate Abdulaziz, and we walked at 2 a.m. coming to al-Ridha. And then while we are approaching, Mahdi calls us and tells us, "You guys, where are you?" And he sounded worried. You also sounded worried. Why? You were shocked. Why could we even walk to al-Ridha when you could
2 in the
come?
morning, yeah.
That's how safe.
But it was very.
for me.
It felt
Yeah.
very safe.
I felt very safe. Even meeting with people on the road, salam, salam, salam.
No
But-
issues.
Yeah.
It was the first time as well that we experienced no internet. How did that feel?
Personally, my take on no internet, I have a different opinion. Personally, I love the no internet.
Oh, really?
Because one thing that happened, especially during the riot time, was that everyone, because no one had anything on the phone. We had everyone comes to our house to eat and do everything. So after eating, we switch on the television and everyone is there. Like we're just talking, and like it's so nice when there's no internet. Everyone just comes together. Apart from the communication part, which is important,
Yeah.
but somehow we managed to communicate.
Yeah.
But the no internet for me was like a
Well,
bliss.
it felt a bit weird though. It was the first time probably you experiencing that. There was like no contact with anyone.
Absolutely. I mean, it was definitely a struggle, and like not having the internet, especially for I need to take care of things, contact family back home. It was much more of a struggle. I do agree. Like even like now, where like there's limited internet, like not constantly watching YouTube videos or something, and like being forced to not do that. I hope I keep up that habit, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was January, and I think it's clear for everyone, the audience and the viewers, that what the media is saying about the January riots is not really accurate. I mean, we saw it over here. It's like it was, yes, there were riots, there were things that were broken, for example, but that number of people killed and the statistics and the figures they're throwing around is just, we haven't seen it, right? We haven't experienced it, and I don't think it's correct. The exact narrative we've talked about it. We'll talk about it in other episodes. I want to come back to the Ramadan war. So the month of Ramadan begins. I remember. So I went for tabligh, and I was kind of preparing the timetable. 4 weeks, things go smoothly. You guys are laughing. Yes, I did prepare for 4 weeks of good classes, and things going run smoothly, inshallah, for 4 weeks. I remember I was asleep back in London, and Sheikh Ali calls me. Like I missed I think 12 or 15 missed calls, and so that's on the 10th of my Ramadan. So Migdad, did you hear what happened? I'm like, no, I was asleep. And he was like, Iran just got attacked. So where were you guys when that happened? Where was it when you were the first time you heard the time that America just attacked Iran?
We were actually in Imamat class, so this thing was building up. Like the Armada was there, and then there was tensions coming. Even when you left, I remember that you told us, if there's anything, just stay calm. No problem. So we were sitting in Imamat class. It was like about 10 minutes for the class to end, I think. And Ahmad is on ETA. I don't know why he's on ETA in class. He's on ETA and he tells us, guys, they've just hit Tehran. And everyone just goes quiet. Sheikh Musa was like, they hit Tehran?
Smile.
And then he just goes on with the class.
He just smiled.
You just smiled and moved on with the class?
Just smiled.
Okay, and then you came out of class, and then?
Yeah, at that point, I think, we were here and there was discussions. People had ETA, not all of us had ETA at that time. And they were talking about how Shaheed Ayatollah Khamenei's place was hit, but that he's okay. At that time, that's what we knew. And so the rest of the day, we were learning about different attacks and what's going on, but that part I didn't think about too much after that.
Okay. So then the whole day kind of passed. We were not sure. News were coming out. Maybe Rahbar has been attacked or Shaheed. Same where we were as well. We were not sure. And then I guess you woke up for Sahri. Describe that Sahri time.
Even before Sahri time, we came after Farsi from al-Ridha that day. No, Farsi. Yeah, we had football in our program that day. So we went to that place, and immediately we arrived, someone sees a message. I think it's also Ahmad. He saw a message and tells us that there's a very well-known media site has posted that Rahbar has been martyred. And at that time, for me personally, I was a bit shattered because that's the same way they said for Shahid Hassan Nasrullah.
Yeah.
They announced, and then the following time we just realized that he's passed away. So they say that was at around 9 p.m. It was so, my heart was so
Broken.
strong, not strong, hard. And broken. And then Sehri time. That time with my fellow roommates, Yahya, we woke up early. It was our duty that day to prepare Sehri. So Yahya just tells me, Rahbar, when I'm going to do wudu, Rahbar tells me, Rahbar. Yahya tells me, Rahbar has been martyred. I go do wudu in silence. I went and woke up Abdulaziz Ibrahim, told him, Rahbar is no more. It felt it was so hard and so heartbreaking that the whole room went silent. And then we check Ita, Sheikh Daya sent a message that people went in Haram. A lot of people, without even being called, without even a message. Everyone just went to
the
Haram. And it was a very hard moment.
Azhar, what about you?
So again, it started from the night before we finished football. We had the same news. We came back home. We started opening the news. So I think we were up till 3 that night. Like I remember Farhan saying, like, I can't sleep. Like something doesn't feel right. Anyways, we went to sleep. Again, Ahmad in the morning wakes me up and he tells me that like, it's there on state media. He opens the video and then.
و پیش قراول امت اسلامی حضرت امام خامنه ای با نوشیدن شهد گوارای شهادت در ماه مبارک رمضان به ملکوت اعلا پیوست.
So for me personally, because I didn't go in the morning to the Haram, I went for Zohar. Until the time I came back from the Haram at Zohar, I was like, no, it can't be like this. It's still war. Maybe it's strategy. Maybe I couldn't believe that this happened. And then once we came back from Zohar and the different programs and all, then I started accepting. But like, it was very difficult for us.
You broke down in tears?
At Zohar, yeah, they played a small audio film. It was really.
Mohammed?
So similar, but I had a family member, like I think around 11, he came and told me that, there's news or rumors at least, and it sounds like it could be true, but I was up then like looking at the messages and seeing like different conflicting things happening. And then, Fajr time, Sari time, like it was announced, and we went to the Haram, we went walking, and I'm glad we did because normally we would take a snap, but on the way, it was like people were just walking, just some silently grieving, and then you would also see, like, just people like grieving and wailing, right? Just breaking down, and like some were on benches, as they were walking, and then at the Haram itself, like it was kind of surreal to see like the amount of grief, the amount of, pain, and I was reflecting, like, this is not something like, if a president passed away or was killed in these kinds of circumstances, I don't think you would see this reaction anywhere in the world. So there's definitely more than a normal personality.
Ahsan, did you know much about Rahbar before coming to Ahsan?
If I'm being extremely honest, I didn't know that much. I don't know why I didn't know, but I just didn't know. And even now, like, I love Rahbar because we studied his work. Like, I fell in love with Rahbar because of the way his work is. Like, no one can study his work and not fall in love with him. Like, we had the opportunity in Ahsan to study Tarhe Kulli and 250-year-old man. Like, he just looks at things differently. Like, it's just amazing to see. And, like, that's the reason I love him till now. Like, it's like the way he looks at things, the way he deals with things is just something amazing.
Imagine if I told you that December, January time, Babu Ridha organized a special visit to Rahbar and to visit him. And you came in front of Rahbar at that time. What would you say to him?
Honestly, I don't know. I'd probably be speechless like this. Like, I don't know.
Mohammed?
Yeah, I would just want to, like, what does he have to, like, want to say to her?
What's that?
I would just ask him, are you happy to see us? I don't know what to ask him.
Would you hug him?
Yeah, definitely I will hug him. I think even part of the timetable, you already planned that we will go to pray behind Rahbar.
For Eid. Do
For
you remember
Eid.
we were discussing that before
Yeah.
Eid? Before I left Maranda, we were like, Eid day, we'll go to Rahba's Eid namaz.
Yeah. So when he went, no, when he got martyred, our dreams were shattered.
Okay, so the war happened. Many things happened during the war. One of the things that happened was Qom was attacked, right? Multiple times, I think. So we're going to talk about different things about this. I want to ask, the first thing is the big explosion that happened. Where were you and how did you feel?
Yeah.
Again, you're in Imam's class.
That day, we were in class, Farsi. We were having our Farsi class. And then all of a sudden, we just hear the doors shaking. We thought that there is one person who seems to be doing sort of jokes like that in class. So we thought that was Mahdi. Yeah. So we go and look outside. There's no one. And then we hear it again. Eventually, Mahdi calls. Hello, where are you guys? Did you hear it? What? The explosion. I can see the smoke where I am. It was so shocking. It was the class came. The class stopped for a while. The teacher first called his family because they live near that place. But after the hits, I felt okay. I didn't feel happy, but I felt I felt sad that these people are just trying to clear a narrative because they were attacking people who the Khobrigan. They were trying to target these people who were trying to elect a new Rahbar. So they were trying their very best to clear everyone. So I felt bad, but I'd like to be Shahid. So
I'm going to ask you later why Mahdi wasn't in class that day. Tell me, did you feel scared? Did you feel, especially because you got family over here as well, you got kids, did you feel scared with what's happening?
In certain instances, yes, that one being one of them, especially because, we were trying to, it was a new situation. We were kind of expecting, okay, going back to something you had said earlier about before coming, you had experience or you knew about the 12-day war. So we knew that, okay, something like this could happen. But we had set up, our own plans of, okay, if this happens, this is the situation, and then we might leave. So this was like, we were just trying to figure out like what's actually happening. Is this, are they attacking everything or are they attacking certain specific things? So in those moments, yes. But as we saw, like, no, it's not even the scenarios that we had planned for necessarily. And so we didn't see the need that we needed to leave like it. Yeah.
Were you scared?
No.
No?
I don't know why, but no. Because like everything, we were like all together and everyone was like, we are staying, like whatever happens, we're gonna stay through this. And Ahsan management like made sure that constantly we have mentors and teachers around us. And there's no reason to be scared really.
What about that Wednesday? Do you remember we were playing football? And I'll play the video where we made that. So that Wednesday when Trump said that, okay, it's going to be ending everything. Do you remember?
Yeah.
And then after we were playing football, and after football, we made a video of if we become Shahid, then what will happen. Yeah. I don't think everybody's seen that video, but maybe we can play it. Let's see.
Rahman Rahim. So we recorded this podcast 4 or 5 days ago, and we mentioned how this war is so relevant. And this war is not about two countries, but it's an ideology. And today and yesterday, when you realize these posts are coming out from the other side, you see how relevant it is. This is not about freeing a nation or a people. This is about humanity. This is about a nation fighting based on an ideology, the Haqq fighting against Batil. And so everywhere, wherever you are, tonight and the next coming weeks, you feel part of this. You feel included. You feel that you're with here. And so perhaps giving some shahada, part of our family and friends, it's actually something that's possible.
Even then, you didn't feel scared?
To be honest, no.
No?
No.
Okay. Tell us about living during times of war. So 40 days or so of war. It's a country that is being attacked, right? Did you feel that it's, apart from the explosion that happened, so Qom had maybe 4 or 5 But apart from those, did you ever feel that this is the country in war? We have to take shelter. We have to kind of stock food. Did you ever have to walk in a shop and be like, oh, there's no sugar, there's no milk, there's no eggs, there's shortage of something? Walking the street, did you feel like panic? Did you feel people like struggling because of the war?
I didn't see people struggling. The shops were open, everything was just normal. You could see people going to the haram in the morning, like it's just a normal day. A place near you has been hit, but it's just a normal thing. Shops were all stocked. The snaps were working, the taxis were working very well. People were laughing, people were smiling, but at the same time they also had the anger, the rage. They had the bad feeling that Rahbar became a Shahid. But everything was just normal during this time, alhamdulillah.
Yeah, no, everything was normal. I think, going back to the point you had mentioned, like speaking with especially because we were still continuing, like the classes were going on. It's normal, the course.
So the course carried on during the war?
Carried on, yeah, exactly. And I think that was a really good part of it, because talking to people, speaking to the scholars when you came, but even before that, speaking to Sheikh Adi, like that would really like set everything into perspective. And I think, as you mentioned, like being with others, doing our normal routine in many ways. And yeah, like the city was normal. Like, in fact, I would think people, yes, even though emotions may have been high, but like if there were things that were happening, for example, I've been in a few like car accidents, when I'm going into taxis and stuff. It's normal, more normal here than maybe elsewhere. But even in those situations, it's not like they're coming out of their cars and getting angry. They're actually like, more understanding for some reason. Like, it seemed like there was more understanding rather than less. And so that brotherhood and unity and solidarity, you could actually see even more during that time. And yeah, everything, like shops were stocked. Power was running, like everything was.
There's no electricity card, water cards?
No, I think even less than during normal times.
What about talking to people on the streets? Like, I guess you're in taxis, you speak to the driver, you speak to the shop guy. Like, what were people saying during the war?
For the people that we spoke to, most of them, they were just like really in support of the system. Like, they really wanted Iran to be successful in all their military operations, and like they were saying grieving for Rahbar, like Murtaza said. So it was like everything was in support of the system from the people that we spoke to, at least.
So you didn't come across people who were upset, people who were like happy that what happened, or like give us something, like, because the media outside is portraying the war as like it destroyed the country, it destroyed everything, nothing is working in this country, there's no food, there's no electricity, people are in bunkers. At least during the war, things were very abnormal. People are upset with what's happening. They don't like the system. Some even celebrated Rahbar, Shahid Ayatollah Khamenei's death. Any of that?
I mean, during that time of the war, you could come outside. I think, let me just round off. Every corner you'll make, every street you'll make, you'll pass by, you'll find a kid, a lot of people serving you chai.
Serving you chai for free? For free.
A lot of them serving you chai. I have a friend who loves it, Ibrahim. He loves the chai.
It tastes different, I guess.
Yeah. He just, let's call snap, no. Let's walk. Because every street that he'll make, he'll find chai.
He'll find chai.
So people had this unity and support for, even when the new Rahbar was appointed, people supported him by carrying his pictures, carrying the Iranian flags.
Yeah.
Every night, every time, it was just like a timetable. Finish your work after class, tajam. It was so nice.
So more, tell us about this tajammu. Like, what are these tajammu for you?
I was really curious to see how these things are and like what's going on. So, and it's also very close to my place. So it's impossible to go out at that time of the night and not run into one.
Which is what time?
Anywhere from 8 to 9 to 10. I mean, these things I can hear them from my room like up to 1, 2 o'clock.
Wow.
So it's, the people are there every day. I hear, like, even if I don't go and see like what's going on, like I can hear them every day. And I've never been for the Arba'in walk, which I plan and I hope to do one day, inshallah. But this is what I imagine it's like. It's like people are serving chai. There's activities for kids. People are handing out things. So it's like, it's not a situation, and obviously like the emotions are high, and like people are out there in support of the actions of the government and what's going on. But yeah, it's amazing to see. Like I've never seen anything like this, and it's tremendous to see like their courage and their solidarity and how they come together.
Ahsan, you've been going to Tajamuat?
Yeah. So the big tajamuat are in certain places like where Mahmoud lives in. But actually, like Murtaza said, every road that you go to, every street that you go to, you'll find at least a small amount of people that you can join and just like start interacting.
So what do you do? What happens in Tajamu?
Like it's literally you just go there and be with so many people who have the same mentality as you. Like we bought a lot of flags. We bought a flag. We go with it. We wave it. We say the shuars. Like it's just to be there. The presence. Like it's just different atmosphere. Like I can explain it to you in words, but you have to be there to experience it. Like it's an experience on its own.
Nice. Your favorite madda? Madda here though? Say it properly. Ahsan. What are you? Yours?
Hayhat min lazilla.
Ahsan. Very good. Anything else you want to add about? Because also the reason why we're doing this, we wanted to explore how you've witnessed this. Anything you want to add about what you feel people are seeing from the outside and what you're seeing from inside? What would you want to tell people? Like, let's say you go back, while we're leaving, Ahsan is ending in 3 to 4 weeks. What do you want to tell people? Like if I were to give you a mic and you could speak to the whole world, what would you say?
I'll speak to people about the importance of brotherhood. And brotherhood doesn't mean like just you're a man, I'm a man from the same mother. We are brothers. No, brotherhood like in the sense of being in support of something that takes you towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, towards the goal and the purpose for us being created and brought to this life. I would tell people that this material life is just like, we are just travelers in this material life, and every action that we do, every intention that we have is preparing the bed for us in the akhirah. So we should pay attention to the akhirah in everything that we do, and let's follow the right path, always uplift each other and always support each other as brothers. Yeah.
Mohammed?
So in terms of the narratives, like it's clear that whatever is presented from outside is almost like the opposite of the truth. And it was, so during the 12-day war, I had a family member who was staying here, and I was in Canada, and I would, be messaging them whenever I could that, why don't you try to leave? Are you okay? What's going on? Because the news I was getting was like, okay, things are really bad. But then when I would talk to them, they're like, nothing, I haven't heard anything. In fact, everything is normal. I don't see the need to leave, and so on and so forth. So I understand like being outside and then not really truly being able to understand like what it's like over here on the inside. But I think it's clear that there's a lot of like just outright lies that are, portrayed. And maybe there'll be a kernel of truth, but like when someone is faced with that versus, the whole flood of a different narrative, it's hard to really understand what's
So I guess we can appreciate when people, because we had a lot of pressure, right, for Ahsan from different people, from parents, right? So we should shut down the course, we should end the course, let everyone come back. It's not safe. And I can appreciate, I was there as well. I was outside of Iran when everything was happening, and I would call Sheikh Ali as well. It's like, can you give me information on what's happening? Because over here, what we hear is completely different. And so you appreciate the parents and their worry, because of what they were seeing from the media out there, right? And things are very different over here, right? What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's fair. Like, their parents at the end of the day, they have a right to be concerned. But I think if we can learn about the resistance more, then anything that we're fed that's false, it won't match that automatically. And even if we don't have news, we know that certain things just don't match the system. So if we educate ourselves about the system, then it'll be very easy for us, even on the outside, to verify when things happen.
It's a very good point, very, very good point. How are you convincing your parents that, like, I want to stay?
So for me personally, my dad follows like Iranian news, like a radio in Tehran, and he has a few friends that have people inside Iran. So for him, he was like, he knew what the real narrative was, and I kept telling him like, where life is normal, and also for him, I didn't really have to convince him to stay.
Yeah.
So for me, on that part, it was a bit easy for me.
Okay. Murza, did you have to convince your parents?
I didn't have to convince my parents. Same way like as her, they knew what was going on, and also they say that it's part of your decision. Of course, my mom was a bit worried. She's going to probably, if something bad happens, or whether America does something, she might lose me. But even she told me that she expressed a feeling, but she made sure to tell me that death. I can say it in Kiswahili. He told me, Baba, kifo kitakupata palipopote. So, which means death can find you anywhere. So, all that matters is what were you doing while
you died.
While you died. Were you serving Allah or were you serving towards Tawheed? That's what matters.
Very good. Muhammad, how did you explain all this with everything that's happening on to your children?
Yeah, it's a good question. So honestly, like them being here and then being around, family members as well, like I think has made it very easier for them to understand. And even during the riots, for example, we would try to explain like, there are people who maybe have some legitimate concerns. There are some economic issues. And that's why some of them had come out, but there's a difference between them and the people who were trying to cause trouble. But so now, during the war, it's also like making sure, like I had to speak to them about like, okay, who are these people? Like what's going on? Why are people grieving so much? So slowly they are understanding. Some of the, the younger ones maybe.
Were they scared?
Yeah, I think so. I think they were scared, but I think over time I've seen that they're getting that courage as well.
They've understood what's happening.
They've understood what's happening, and
I guess being part of the whole thing as well, it gives them that
exactly.
energy, right?
I think that's one of the great things. Like you're here, you're seeing the people who have that courage, and it's normal that you get part of that as well.
You're leaving around first week of June, correct? Correct. You're leaving first week of June as well. Most likely first week of June as well. Okay. What if I tell you that there is an announcement that Ayatollah Khamenei's funeral is on the second week of June?
Definitely staying.
Yeah, same. I'm doing something to stay.
I'll stay.
You'll stay? Tell me, Ahsan, tell me the process. So you said at the beginning that you were not so familiar with Ayatollah Khamenei. You didn't know him much. Obviously now you're ready to change plans of going back home to your family after 8 months just for a funeral. Tell us about this process. How did this happen? What changed? What did you learn? How did you learn these things? What happened?
So one of the things, like I said earlier, is the fact that we had the opportunity to study some of his works. Like Tarhe Kulli, when we looked at it, we're like, whoa, we've never seen anything like this. And the same for 250-year-old man. Like, we never saw Islamic history in this lens. But he brought it out. For me personally, it was something new. So I was like, I like the person that thinks like this. I want to know more of him. And another thing is that even our Farsi lessons are usually we talk about a few things like Imam Khomeini, Ayatollah Khamenei. So then we started learning more about him. He thinks like this. And just that small interest, and then because of the riots and the war, we started learning more about him, the way he dealt with the riots, the way he dealt with the previous riots that have happened in Iran. And slowly, with this interest of knowing more about him and what he has to say of different things in life, we got to know him a bit more.
I guess it was the knowledge aspect, also seeing it live, right, happening in front of you, right? Yeah. It's not just books that were given to you and classes, but also when you walk in the streets and you were talking to people, and then what you were experiencing outside, you could say, okay, this is matching very well, right?
Exactly.
Muhammad, how was the experience for you? How was it before Ahsan? What was your understanding of the narrative and the whole situation, and now that you're here after 7 months or 8 months of Ahsan?
Yeah, so I think part of it was I was trying to understand more, right? And I could see even from then that what necessarily we're being fed is not the truth. Like sometimes I'd seen that in reality myself over there, but I wanted to also see it, and learn. And many of the things that we've, that is part of the course of Ahsan has helped to understand like where these ideologies are really coming from, both the Islamic ones and the other non-Islamic ones. So yeah, seeing those, seeing people actually live those lives, seeing the scholars such as yourself and many others who are embodying not just what they're not just saying what, just speaking words. They are actually trying to live by what they teach. And you can see that the sacrifice that they give, and from there, even, then the greater scholars, you understand more about their lives and you see that as well. So seeing that people can actually have these great potentials and actualizing those potentials, I think was very important. And then it goes all the way, to the higher level.
Marcel, other than classes, where does learning also happen?
On the streets.
Very good. Okay, I'm going to do a quick rapid fire. I've got a few small things so people can have a. So rapid fire is I'm going to ask you, I'm going to give you a sentence or a line or something, okay? And you have to give me in one word a description about it. Okay, so if you were to describe, for example, if I say pizza, you say round, for example, you say cheese, okay? So in one word description, how it feels or whatever, the first thing that comes to your mind.
Okay, just you mentioned pizza. I want to big up Sheikh Ali Hussein. He told us it's not a must for you to know the word, as long as you understand what it is.
Okay.
Just call it pizza. So is it okay if I call it pizza?
It's okay, you can call it pizza, inshallah. So it'll be one specific one, it won't be repeats, okay? And fast. Ready? So that's how we go this way. As the straight of Hormuz.
Armada.
Sheikh Ali, Rajani.
Inspirational.
Iranian taxi drivers.
Friendly.
Deh Mullah.
Who?
Deh Mullah.
Never heard of it.
You forgot Deh Mullah? You remember Deh Mullah?
Damn.
On our way to Mashhad, where did we sleep?
Oh, best sleep ever.
Philosophy or politics?
Philosophy of politics.
First thing.
Perspective, like open perspective.
Open perspective.
Open perspective.
Okay.
Not one
Khabga.
word.
Brotherhood.
Allahu Akbar.
Tajamu.
Tajamu. Sheikh Ali Hussein.
Rational.
Jam Karan when we buried the commander.
Beautiful.
Ita.
Very useful.
Very useful. Okay. Mubahatha.
Important.
Imam Ridha.
Lovely.
Lovely. VPN.
Very useful.
Maidan Tawheed.
Sorry, what's that?
Maidan Tawheed.
Maidan Tawheed. Unforgettable.
Sheikh Rahil's 12-seater van.
Fast and Furious.
Sultan is
Yab al-Fazl.
Yab al-Faz.
No, so his name is Abul Fazl.
Oh, his name is al-Faz. So sometimes it's the shop where you go buy all your snacks from. Juja kebab.
Yeah.
Very khushmaze.
Very tasty. Arakchi.
Respect.
Trump.
I'm just gonna precursor this, but somebody was like, "Oh, like this guy's like the elephant or something from that same line." I was like, "No, he looks more like a toad to me," so I'll say toad.
Toad. Ali Rajabadi.
Wow.
That's Ali.
I love that. I love that kid.
Nice. Okay, now I'm going to give you two options. Okay, and you have to pick one. Ready? Budadanti's home food or Panda fast food?
Bulananti, of course.
So that's our cook of home food. 250-year-old history or logic class?
Both are important. I'll go for 250.
250 history class?
Yeah.
What's one thing you learned from there?
I mean, just that, I didn't necessarily know that all the imams, were still trying the same mission and the same goal. So learning that and seeing how each of them did it differently, that was very eye-opening.
Nice. Waterfalls in Gorgan or the sea in Shomal?
Waterfalls.
Waterfalls? Really?
I enjoy
You enjoy it a lot?
waterfalls. Yeah.
Mubaitha with Sheikh Baqir or a hug from Agha Sabiri?
Why?
Here, he's not here.
Just because Agha Sabe is not here, Mubarak.
He's also not here.
Sijil or Khaybar Shakan?
Sijil.
Sijil?
Yeah.
What does Sijil mean to you?
It reminds me of like from the ayat of the Quran and also.
Very nice. Going for an outing outside of Qom with Sheikh Miqdad or Sheikh Rahil?
Yeah. Can I give two answers? Okay.
No, just one. Pick one. You go with me or with Rahil?
Okay, going with you. let me justify this answer.
Justify it.
In the car. Okay, Sheikh Rail cooking. Alhamdulillah, tajam.
Barbecue.
Barbecue, there is madais in the car. Mashallah, okay, your car is silent. But then when we arrive at the venue,
Okay.
Sheikh Rail will stay there. We won't go for the interesting part like hiking. The main thing that took us there. With you, we might drive in Sheikh Rail's car, but when we arrive there, the thing, now I'll choose you.
Okay, I see how it works. Course finishes and World Cup starts. Who do you support, Iran or Tanzania? If Tanzania was in the World Cup, obviously.
Both, I can support both.
No, just pick one.
I'd support Tanzania by mouth, but Iran by heart.
Iran by heart. A tough one. If you were to go out with a very good restaurant, you'll pick the Ahsan boys or your family?
Oh man, you want to get me into trouble either way. I honestly don't know. Is it in like? Can you name the restaurant?
Can I name the restaurants?
Yeah,
Oh,
if I know
I'll
it.
give me a good restaurant.
If I know it.
Playa Lounge.
I don't know it. I'll have to go with my family.
With your family?
Yeah.
Mursa felt bad. Mursa, do you take the bins out or do you deep cleaning?
Beans.
Yeah, you take the bins out at night or do you prefer cleaning at home?
I prefer cleaning the part of the kitchen.
You're part of the kitchen?
Yeah.
Nice. Do you do that often?
Yeah.
Yeah? Very good. Who makes the best tea, Mahdi or Farhan?
Farhan doesn't know how to make tea.
I picked the wrong guy. Nice. Thank you so much for that. So let's go back to post Ahsan, right? We talked about if you were to go back, what would you say? What are the things that you would implement? What are the things that you would take home? The things that you would see your life being different after the course, after seeing everything that you saw. What would be different going back home?
Definitely, I'd want to continue learning because I feel like there's something that Sheikh Baqir had said, that every action we do has a certain reason behind it, it has knowledge behind it. And the stronger the knowledge, the stronger the action. So personally, and I'd also encourage everyone back home, to some level we need to increase our understanding of Islam. We need to, that will lead us to becoming better people eventually. So something that definitely I want to keep on is to stay connected with those scholars and keep on learning, be it like if it's recent events or just the ma'arif of Islam is very important to keep it on.
Mohammed, after the course?
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a key thing, and I would have said the same thing. Apart from that, like a lot of the tools that, for example, we're learning Farsi, we're learning Mafahim, like these are some of the tools that we can use to kind of enhance our own understanding of things. But I'll also talk about, the modern world. So like that course, especially the reading the books, and the teacher also provided many more books to read. So, I do plan to go through those and broaden my understanding of this even more. But then, like understanding the true nature of a human being, of our potential, of our capacities, of our needs, and our purpose. I think, like that that's not something that is simple, and you can't necessarily get that anywhere else. So yeah.
Very good. Murtaza?
I will tell people back at home to...
What would you change? What has changed about you that when you go back home, what would you do differently that you weren't doing before Ahsan?
I will have a strong connection with the scholars, that's one. I will read the right books, the correct books. I will pay much attention to my actions after I've realized that actually actions, even small, there are some amal that we see them as just small things, but they carry a lot of weight and a lot of effect in our hereafter. So I will pay much attention to these actions and also study Islam more.
Study Islam more. Yeah. So you all talked about learning more, and I guess Ahsan's been an experience of learning, right? Engaging with teachers, with scholars, with books, kind of increased your understanding, which is amazing. Would you encourage Ahsan for others as well?
Definitely. 100%.
The same experience that you went through?
Yeah, Ahsan is an experience. Like, I can't tell it to you in words. You have to come here, you have to live the khabga life, you have to be with the brothers, to make jokes. It's a whole experience. You have to definitely, if you can, definitely come for Ahsan.
Do you think with everything that happened, it's the best Ahsan ever?
Yeah, definitely. There's not going to be another Ahsan like this one.
With everything we've gone through, right? The riots and the war, and I mean, it's been a lot of up and down. Can you say you wished it was a normal Ahsan? Like we could have had nice 9 months of just classes, normal.
I don't think whatever growth that we might have been able to do would have been possible if it was just normal and if it wasn't this kind of Ahsan. So understanding more things about ourselves, seeing where we are at different aspects, I think, this was very important.
People still will be scared to apply for Ahsan next year. They'll be like, okay, war can start again. Is Iran safe? What do you have to say to that?
Iran is totally safe. Don't be scared. Face your fears. We saw Imam Hussein went and faced Yazid with just 7 people. Don't be scared. Just trust in Allah, and everything will be okay, inshallah.
Do you think it's responsible to advertise Ahsan right now to people with everything that's happening?
Definitely, why not? Like the experience we had, like everything was like very normally going on, and the Ahsan management is making sure constantly that everything is in line, in check. So if you can come, definitely come for this. No problem.
Okay, one memory from Ahsan. Best memory.
There are a lot of memories.
I have one.
Come on, Azam.
Muhammadiyah.
Muhammadiyah?
Yeah.
So tell us about Muhammadiyah.
So basically, we got on the bus. Actually, this one was my fault, but it was an experience. We had to
a very expensive one.
Yeah. Sorry for that. We had to make the train to Mashhad. So we came out from the bus at around 7. I think the train was at 7:30. So like we were perfectly in time to make it to the station and get on the train, everything. It so happens that the driver asks me out of everyone that, are you going to Muhammadiyah? And I told him, yeah, because like I thought, he's been told everything, like I just have to. And he takes us at a station that is like half an hour outside the city. And we reached there and the guy is telling us, what are you guys doing here? There's no train going to Mashhad. Like, yeah, no, our Ustad is coming right now. Don't worry, he's on his way. And then we called him, we're like, why did you go to Muhammadiyah? And then we called the bus back. We had to make it back to the actual station that we had to be at. The train already left. And then this was the fun part. I think definitely you should show the videos that Ahmad has.
I tell my dad, bro, I've missed that train.
We were trying to race the train to Tehran. So we got in a taxi and we were trying to beat the train in Tehran so we can board it. It was a very nice experience.
Very good memory.
Yeah.
Very good. Mohammed?
Yeah, I was still trying to pick one, but I'll go with this one. Like definitely mountain climbing, hiking with yourself and
Which one?
Other brothers. There's one specific one which was really tough for me, actually. I don't know if you realize it, but my son was with me as well. and with us, and he's, as you know, he likes to go and just follows wherever people are going. So I was like I hadn't had breakfast, and I was struggling for, doing the climb. And we had just stopped and rested and then left. And I was like, I did a little bit, and I was like, I need to rest again. And everyone, and you guys had all kind of gone up a bit. And I was like feeling lightheaded. I needed to lie down. And I was like about to also throw up. And then you asked like, hey, can we get going? And I tried to be very like calm about it. I was like, no. And I remember you asking also, you were like, or saying to the others, like, it's as if I just asked him, do you want coffee? And I said no. But actually I was like, struggling with it. And
this
then
is Ismail?
I don't remember the names, but it was at the lake, the big lake.
Yeah,
yes.
it was Ismail.
That's why he was hiding.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But then after a few minutes, I was good, and then alhamdulillah, I made it to the top.
You made it to the top.
Alhamdulillah, yeah.
Yeah.
That was good.
What's that?
The whole Ahsan itself is a memory in itself. So hard to pick a good memory, but I'll pick this. It's when we went to Shumal. Let me tell you something. Iran is so beautiful. You just don't know. Iran is so beautiful. The waterfall was my best visit when we went to Shumal. Living just next to the forest, clean air, sweet water. Abbas was lying down and drinking the water. That's how the water was so sweet. And seeing you guys, I'm telling you, sheikhs are very fun. I saw you hiking. I mean even hiking, mashallah. So Sheikh Mustafa swimming, Sheikh Rail swimming, Sheikh Rail so daring. But I loved the experience in Shumal.
It's a good memory for you.
It's a good memory. I'll
Ahsan.
never forget that.
Ahsan. Okay, we'll end over here. Any last words? Are there any last words? The course is ending in 3 to 4 weeks. Anything you want to say?
I don't know. I still have to wrap my head around the fact that we're leaving. But one thing is definitely, if you have the ability to come for Ahsan, come for it. It will change the way you look at things, the way you act, the way you see things. And you get a bunch of brothers that are on the same path as you. It will be really helpful for you.
Ahsan. Mohammed, last words?
Yeah, one thing I wanted to say was like just seeing how the brothers really come together. I've seen their growth especially as well. The way they want to take on responsibilities. They've picked up so many qualities that maybe they were still working on at the beginning.
Did you have the food that they made today?
I haven't yet, but I'm looking forward to it.
They cooked lunch today and they cooked dinner last night as well.
Very good. Yeah, so I think, definitely recommend Ahsan. I'm going to miss it, I know. And I hope to still be able to keep in touch and have that contact and relationship going forward.
I will say that I will also recommend Ahsan you can make Ahsan a bit longer. It feels sad to 4 weeks remaining.
Every good thing has to end at one point.
To depart. Is it a must for you to end? So I will recommend Ahsan to my brothers and also sisters back at home, or anyone who's seeing this video. Also, I would like to tell people that we have the wrong notation that having halal fun is not possible. You can have halal fun, you can have halal friends. I can say this, but you can have halal marriage. We've learned spouse selection.
Yes.
You can definitely have.
So good friends, inshallah, good family.
Yeah.
And good fun as well.
Yeah, that take each other to the right path. I've seen it with all these brothers in Ahsan, and I feel bad that one day I will say goodbye to them. It was just a very nice experience, and inshallah.
Ahsan, thank you to all three of you for this podcast. So, Battle of Narrative. It's about understanding new perspective, uncovering what really is happening. And perhaps you've heard it from the scholars, we've discovered different verses and hadith about this, but it's also good to hear from people who have experienced this and witnessed things, people who didn't have a clue about what is Ayatollah Khamenei, what is the revolution, what is resistance, what is it all about. And they just happened to be in the midst of all this. Maybe it took them by surprise. But maybe they were ready. Inside them, they had pure hearts. Inside them, they were seeking justice. Inside them, they were seeking the truth. And so with all the learning of this intensive course, and then seeing it manifest itself outside, is really truly an experience that grows, an experience that matures you, an experience that really changes the way you are and the way you see things. This is the Battle of Narratives. Thank you so much for taking part. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.